Hey, what's up, you guys? Mark Vincent here. Today I'm going to go over some price action for three stocks. One of them being RIOT Blockchain, my favorite stock of the year for 2021, as I mentioned before. This is one of the plays that we were able to pick up under $3. The next one's going to be Workhorse, which has a lot of information out for them right now. And the last one is ZK International, which we'll go over. We've gone over before, but just some price action for them. Before I do that, I do need to let you know that I'm not a financial advisor. Everything I say is strictly my opinion, not facts. All I'm doing is sharing with you what I'm doing with my account. Also, if you gain value in this video, please give it a like. If you're invested in the stocks I go over, this video only goes over a few of them, but I do have a wide array of stocks that I do go over. Consider subscribing to gain insight on other plays and stay up to date on new content. Feel free to join my Facebook group page where I share information almost daily. And if you want to stay connected, check out my other social media platforms in the description. So let's get right to it. RIOT Blockchain, this is my number one stock for 2021. As usual, the first stock I go over, I'll go a little bit more detailed for those of you that are new to this or just learning how to trade. So this white line right here, this diagonal ascending line that I have is a line of support. That's where we hope that the stock goes down and bounces back up from. This red line here is our line of resistance where we hope that, or not hope, but we expect it to hit and bounce back down from. This in between those lines is a channel. This one is not really a parallel channel. Sometimes we get them where they're literally parallel with one another, but this is one of the channels. Here is another channel here. This yellow line is our yellow brick road where we hope the stock will hit, and that's if we're bullish on it. This is right here is a double M or a double top. It's an M shape, which is usually a bearish signal for RIOT Blockchain. So on to the right, we have our price action where we expect it to hit, where we want it to hit, down here to buy and up here to sell. And my dashed lines here, this is a long-term line of support. The longer line dash means long. This shorter dashed line is its short-term line of support. With RIOT, we were able to pick this up below $3 some time ago, and it took months for it to actually get to the price where it is now, which currently our position is at $37.13. This isn't really lined up. We should probably fix this. Let's see, let's move this up just a bit. I don't know, that was bugging me. So we are positioned at 37.13. We do day trade this, our Robinhood account. So the price has gone up. We have about 200 shares of this at this price. Actually, we have 100 at this price, and we have a option on it with another 100 shares on there that we're holding long term. I think this stock's easily going to hit $100 a share, no problem. We do have this high up here at $128. All these markers are set for March 31st, which is my 30th birthday. Super excited for that. That's next week. I don't expect it to hit 128 by March 31st, but this is just a high if it does explode somehow. RIOT's directly connected to Bitcoin, so its price per share is connected with whether Bitcoin is on a bull run or a bear run, or if it's just staying where it's at. Anyway, so short-term wise, this would be a short-term since this is within a week, March 31st. You can see on the bottom of TradingView here the dates. We do expect it to hit a low of about $37.13. Or no, that's my pie. No, right here, 29.57. That is the long-term low actually for it. Short-term, 41.15 could hit that anytime now. Actually, it just hit that down here. You can see that right here. It bounced right off of this line of support. We could zoom in on that a bit. Right here, let's zoom in. Yeah, you can see that it bounced right off of that line of support that we have for it. So this is a very good line of support that we've got right here, this ascending diagonal line of support. Anyway, so at 41.15, I would be comfortable picking up some more shares of this. This middle price, this buy or hold, is basically in between the channel of this channel, though. This descending line right here is the downward trend line that we have. Anytime that this comes into play, you kind of have to worry about what's going to happen at this $60.10 mark right here, which is why I have it at a hold, because if this line wasn't descending, if this top right here was actually higher, then we wouldn't have this descending line, and we would just use this line of resistance up here to kind of get an idea of where RIOT would be by March 31st. But since this is here, we could probably expect a high of $60 by March 31st before it bounces back down to hit this line of support, and it'll stay within this this channel here instead of our bigger one here. Okay, this isn't always here. I think ZK or Workhorse. No, I think ZK has the one without it. We'll see. We'll take a look at it. But yeah, anyways, I'm comfortable picking up some more of this at 41.15. If it does hit in the 29s, I will definitely buy a big bag of it. But we are positioned pretty well at 37.13. Pretty comfortable with that, and we should see some spectacular growth on it within the next week here. Hopefully within the next month, we get some highs up here in the 76 range. But again, we have to test this right here and see if it'll break out of this descending trend line that we have. $76 is the high that we do expect by the 31st, though, and if we're very bullish on it, $128. I think it's only a matter of time before Riot hits this $128 mark. But yeah, that's where we're at with Riot. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me in the comments. I want to hear it. Let me hear your thoughts on this. We got a nice little mountain here, V-shaped recovery right here, and it did bounce right off of this line of resistance. So this channel is definitely in play, at least for the short to mid-term, I believe. So until we break out of this line of resistance, we'll go into channel 2 here, and we'll see what happens. But anything beyond 128, anything beyond its high, actually, which I didn't mark, so we'll mark this right now. It looks like it's somewhere around here. This might not be its exact high, so don't quote me on this, but $80.24. That might be its 52-week high for Riot. It's somewhere up there. Again, don't quote me on that one. We just did that right now without actually looking at it. All right, but that's it for Riot. Let's move on to the next one here, Workhorse. So there's quite a bit going on with Workhorse. You know, as most of you probably know, they didn't get the UPS contract, which, you know, people are bummed out about. A lot of us did invest on Workhorse, me including myself. I was heavily invested into Workhorse, hoping to buy the hype and sell the news, but that didn't happen, so oh well, right? Before we go into the chart here, I want to go over some of the news that came out for Workhorse. So there is a class action lawsuit against them because of that UPS contract, which I just want to read some of that information right now. So Bronstein Gewirtz Grossman LLC notifies investors that a class action lawsuit has been filed against Workhorse Group Inc., Workhorse or the company, and certain of its officers on behalf of shareholders who purchased or otherwise acquired Workhorse securities between July 7th and February 23rd, inclusive. Investor, if you're part of that, go ahead and just visit this website here to sign up for that class action lawsuit. It seeks to recover damages against defendants for alleged violations of the federal securities laws under the Securities Exchange Act of 1934. The complaint alleges throughout the class period, defendants made materially false and or misleading statements and failed to disclose that 1, the company was merely hoping that UPS was going to select an electric vehicle as its next generation delivery vehicle and had no assurance or indication from USPS that this was the case. The company had concealed the fact that, as revealed by the Postmaster General in explaining the ultimate decision not to select an electric vehicle, electrifying the USPS entire fleet would be impractical and astronomically expensive. And then 3, as a result, defendants' statements about Workhorse business operations and prospects were materially false and misleading or lacked a reasonable basis at all relevant times. That's pretty much what I got from this article. Yahoo Finance, for those of you that don't know, I use this all the time to do my research, or I do like the information that they share. Am I completely bearish on Workhorse now? No, absolutely not. And that's the next article that we're going to go over to kind of pick your, just feed your brains a little bit. All right, so we're going to start right here with their earnings promise. So on March 1st, Workhorse announced fourth quarter and full year 2020 earnings results. Sales for Q4 were $652,000 compared to $19,000 the year before. That is a giant difference, right? For the year, net income was about $69.8 million compared to a loss of $37.2 million in 2019. While far from spectacular, this is a company that's just ramping up production. However, the company's CEO released a statement that sums up the positives for Workhorse going into 2021. We're entering the new year in our strongest ever position, both financially and operationally. Counting over $200 million in cash on our balance sheet, we are well capitalized to expand our manufacturing throughout, and with over 8,000 vehicles in our backlog, we now have the order the order book to reliably build for our multi-year growth plan. Now, that doesn't sound like a company that was staggered by the loss of a single albeit high-profile contract, right? Which is great. You know, the CEO still positive mindset. They're not down in the slumps. So, zero emissions made in America. The election of President Joe Biden has made the job of marketing Workhorse's commercial EVs like the C1000 series far easier. Crucially, President Biden has set a goal of having the U.S. achieve 100% clean energy economy by no later than 2050. That means net zero emissions. There will be massive government investments in the transportation sector. There will be incentives to wean corporate delivery and commercial fleets off polluting fossil fuels. In addition, on January 25th, President Biden signed a Made in America executive order. This order calls for the electrification of the entire federal government vehicle fleet of 645,000 vehicles. That the EV replacements are to be made in America. That is huge, huge right there. U.S. market for last mile delivery vehicles is much larger than USPS. This is important stuff too. When it lost the USPS contract, Workhorse lost out on the opportunity to sell as many as 165,000 EVs. Huge order. But in the federal government fleet alone, there are still hundreds of thousands of vehicles to be replaced. On the commercial front, the market for the last mile delivery service vehicles is massive. In 2017, it was estimated that between couriers and USPS, there were 400,000 last mile delivery vans on the U.S. roads. Take the USPS out of the equation, and that leaves 235,000 still up for grabs, plus additions in 3 years since. The explosion in popularity of offline shopping during the pandemic required additional growth. The size of the last mile delivery market is projected to continue to grow at a CAGR of 14% throughout 2024. For those of you that don't know what CAGR is, it's just a compound annual growth. Okay, you take here, the equation's right here. It's your beginning value divided by your final value divided by your beginning value, and then your times in years, and you subtract it by 1, and blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's how you get that. More deliveries mean more delivery vans are needed. Some of the biggest courier companies are already testing Workhorse vehicles. Big news here, right? We don't know, it doesn't say who those people are, but if that's a fact, then that's very interesting. Delivery vehicles are just one part of the market. Workhorse EVs can be utilized for a wide range of urban activities. For example, look at all the plumbing and electrician vans on the road. We've been focused on the US, but there's nothing to stop Workhorse from expanding to global markets. Globally, there were 129,000 commercial EVs sold in 2020. That number is projected to top 2 million units by 2028. So it's 2021 right now. Within 7 years, 2 million. You do the math, and that's more than 129,000 commercial EVs in a year. So bottom line on Workhorse stock, I just want to share this part. It's at the commercial level, so Workhorse hasn't had the same attention that EV car makers have, and its time in the spotlight was focused on the USPS contract. The loss of the contract has had speculators running for the exit, but as an American manufacturer with proven commercial EVs ready for sale, Workhorse is positioned to take advantage of a coming wave of electrification that is much larger than just one contract. So am I bullish on Workhorse? Yes, I still am bullish on Workhorse. I'm not expecting any crazy numbers, anything far from where they've already been. They may continue to drop more, which I'm going to show you here. So first, let's go over this chart. So we had some short-term line of support here, short-term line of support here, and basically with a short-term line of support, it's just many touch points, right? When a stock keeps going back down and bouncing back up from your line of support, it's a line of support, and usually when it finally goes, it'll go on a bit of a bull run, which it did here. And it passed our line of resistance here. So here we have a line of resistance that we have. There's no clear line of support right now, short-term wise. But let's look at our pricing here. So what we do have, and I want to zoom into this a little bit. What we do have is a low of 1189. That is the low I expected to hit by March 31st. However, we could test this long-term line of support down here, and that would bring us down to $2.50. Unlikely. I think that's really unlikely. It's not impossible, but that is the low where I would pick up a very big bag of Workhorse if that were to happen. But $11.89 I think is a good price to buy some more. So probably between $11 and $12, somewhere in between there. I'll definitely pick some more up. We did have a lot of shares of Workhorse, so we are positioned now at 1461. I bought more today. so that I could average down. We don't sell at a loss. That's not the way MVM Financials works. MVM being my financial. We don't have a company. That's just that's maybe in the future. 1461 though is what we averaged down from. I think before we were averaged around the $20 range. So we took a little bit of a hit. Obviously, we're down right now. But 1461, its current price is somewhere around $13. We're not far, and I think long term being 6 months plus, I think we're healthy. We're going to be fine. Anyways, if something crazy were to happen, like Amazon said, Workhorse, here you go, we want you, we could expect a $48 per share price of Workhorse, and I would definitely sell at that price. Right here, it is in this channel. At least it is for now. I don't know how long it'll stay in this channel, probably some time. We could probably actually make a new channel if we're not expecting any crazy news. Here, we'll make it live actually. Here, boom. We'll do an extended line. We could expect, we'll go here to here. Something like this. That's not perfect, that's just on the spot. But we might stay in this tier 1, let's just call it tier 1 channel, tier 2, and tier 3. This would be a parallel channel if this did stay in this channel. But that's purely speculation, not going to say that's happening. Right now, this is the channel that we're within. If it does hit $23, you could buy more. There is no, oh, this is the one, this is actually the stock I was talking about that has no descending trend line. So let's just go... Yeah, we'll use that. So typically, to make that descending trend line, you'd take its high point and go to its next high point, which is right here, or I guess this would be the most recent. This isn't a trend line right here. This is not a line that you would make. You would want another a double top somewhere, like something like this, right? You would want that to make a trend line. You can't make a descending trend line with that. Yeah, so this is where we're at. I'm comfortable with where I'm positioned. I'll pick up a few more if it drops down some more. But at $23, I may pick up some more if I see that the trading volume's high. But at $33, $33.82 to be specific, I will sell about 20% of the shares that I have. Unless some crazy news comes out, but still, I'm not greedy. I'm not going to be greedy. $33, I'm definitely going to sell some. And $48, highly unlikely. Actually, I don't believe it'll hit this, but that's where our line is. I will definitely sell some Workhorse, again, another 20% there. Okay, that's where we're at with Workhorse. Last one is ZKIN. This is ZK International. It is a blockchain play just like Riot, and our numbers are, what happened? Okay, let's go over this. So, same thing here. It looks like we had a V-shaped recovery. I didn't mark this on here, but this is a parallel channel here that we're on, and it's an ascending parallel channel because it's going up, right? Higher highs, higher lows. So our lows down here, then this low. We are within this channel, and what we expect as far as price action is it's priced right now at about $10. It looks like. By March 31st, we could expect a low as $6. Again, these numbers are based on this channel. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's based on this channel. If it passes this line of resistance, then we can expect a bull run, and maybe it'll hit $20, where I will sell. I'll comfortably sell about 20% of my shares, and maybe we'll see another V-shaped recovery right here. But $6.06, I'm definitely going to buy quite a bit more. We have this the middle here in between this channel is about $9.65. It's close to the middle of it. It's not exact. That's probably where I will. Well, depending on what's happening with the volume, I will probably buy some more as well. Just keep in mind, when it's in the middle of the channel, if it just came from a bull run and it hits the middle, I'm going to sell. Now, if it's coming from a low point on the channel and touching the line of support, and it's on its way up, I'm more than likely going to buy. That is how I normally go about this, buy or hold, but that's completely up to you guys, what you want to do there. At the top of the channel here at $13.39, I'm probably going to sell about 20%. I usually always do. Its 52-week highs at $14.59. You can see here it was trying to break out, but it didn't. It did close one day, this day actually, on March 24th. I thought that I almost considered holding, because I thought it might go on a bull run, but I sold 20%, and I'm glad I did, because it did come down. So as it's coming down here, when it hits this point, I'll probably sell another 20% if the trading volume is low, or if a lot of people are selling. I'll sell some more, and then I'll just happily pick up all my shares back right down here at $6. So if I sold 20% here and then I sold another 20% here, I'm going to pick up that 20 plus 20% back down here at this buy point. I'm going to have 100 shares of this again. It's always 100. I always go with 100 usually, most of the time. So yeah, so if I sold 20% here, I'd have 80 shares. And then if I sold another 20% here, I'd have 60 shares left. It's 20% of my total 100, not 20% of what's left if I have 100. If I don't have 100, then I do it mathematically by where I'm at. But anyway, so right here, $6 will pick up. If it's still going down at this range, we are going to sell 20% and blah, 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 blah. If it's going up, then we'll buy some. So if this does drop down, let's say it drops down to $6 here and starts making its way up here, then we'll buy some more. But ZKIN, $20, I will definitely sell. This is the price action that I see for these stocks. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section and tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think. Tell me if I missed something or said something wrong. Definitely don't like to give wrong information out. But again, just a reminder, if you guys do gain value from this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Maybe subscribe if you're interested in what I'm talking about here. Other than that, stay safe, be safe, have a nice day, and let's get to trading. Peace.